lists.
Oh, we have opponents lists.
I have a players list.
Awesome. So what do we have?
Is Stephen Sage playing Angry Birds?
Did
he call Angry Birds?
I think he's calling it. Yeah, I think it is the Angry Birds.
I think
Squadron.
he calls them Angry Birds. Yes, because you have Rage Barker.
Rage Barker and Ray Chan.
No, Rage Barker and Ray.
Rage Barker and Ray.
Rage Barker and Ray.
Hmm.
I couldn't sound more Scooby-Doo if I tried.
Rage Barker and Ray.
I couldn't sound more Scooby-Doo if I wanted to.
Rage Barker and Ray.
Ray!
Is it new Chewbacca or old Chewbacca?
Old Chewbacca.
Old Chewbacca. And it's new, and it's
And
Ray.
new Ray. Basically.
New Ray. Well,
The
only
because
Ray.
I remember hearing about this and his theory about how he was going to run it with new Han.
He did. He actually did that earlier when I arrived. But
So we have a Rage.
Yeah, Rage on Chewbacca. Of course.
Rage on Ray Barker.
Okay.
We have Inspiring Recruit.
Okay, Inspiring Recruits makes sense.
And we have Nian Num.
Num again makes sense.
And that is it for him.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. You know.
And you're ready for a very much standard Ray build.
Okay, standard.
It is
Yep, go
Veteran
on.
Instincts.
Veteran Instincts show up
It
to
is
10.
Finn. It is Kanan
Finn,
Jarrus.
Kanan, title.
And title.
Finn, Kanan, title. Well, yeah, that's pretty much the bulk.
Your standard Ray build.
When I saw there was 10 points left.
Standard Ray
like,
build without expertise is
Yes.
basically what I was going to say.
Yes.
This is the veteran version.
The veteran version of her. Kanan Jarrus, and she has the Millennium Falcon tell, which is the sloop version, because why not?
Yeah, because it makes sense.
Alright, so that's Stephen Sage. What's Sam Scott flying in this comic book confrontation of epic proportions?
Wait.
Quick draw!
Quick
Quick draw
draw!
on the mark with a Rage Electronic Baffle and a Special Ops Trainer.
So, Rage, Electronic Baffle. Rage is all the rage these days.
It is.
But
Yes. Electronic Baffle?
and obviously the Special Ops Trainer.
Special
title?
Yeah, the title, which is Special Ops, so naturally, because why would you not take it?
His favourite ship,
Tomax
Tomax
Bren.
Bren,
Yes.
with the crack shot, extra munitions, homing missiles, and guidance chips.
So, Crackshot.
Extra munitions.
Hold on. Crackshot, where is it?
There it is, just there.
Ah, yes. Homing missiles?
Homing, well, it's extra munitions,
Yep.
Okay.
and then it's homing missiles,
Then it's homing missiles. Okay.
and then it is guidance chips,
And guidance chips, because, yeah.
because it makes sense.
Yeah.
And the last one surprised me.
Go on.
A Starkiller-based pilot. He's flying an Upsilon-class shuttle.
An Upsilon. Nice.
Upsilon.
With
not the
an engine
Starkiller.
upgrade and Darth Vader.
Yeah.
With an engine upgrade and Darth
Darth
Vader.
Vader.
Yeah.
Very much the classic shuttle build,
But on a different shuttle.
but on an Upsilon.
Yes.
It's a Doom shuttle, but it's a new Doom shuttle.
It is a new Doom.
Well, it's more
new Doom
appropriate-
shuttle.
It's more appropriately Doom Shuttle because it's black. It's a black shuttle.
True. That's a 100 points exactly.
Both players are 100 points.
So it's going to be initiative, roll off for initiative. Isn't it?
I will be taking my leave now.
Are they starting to set up now?
I can. I will check. If not, I can get them setting up in roughly about what?
Again,
3
tell them
minutes?
to start at 1:30.
Yeah, I
But
understand
minute,
start
yeah,
at
get them set up, and then we'll start the game at 1:30. So yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. We got a very interesting builds there going on. I can quite honestly say I've never seen the squadron before. So,
I've actually, to be fair, Sam Scott has been running something very similar to this the last sort of few weeks. I've seen him actually with the Starkiller Starkiller base pilot with I'm not sure if I've seen it with Darth Vader and an engine upgrade, but we'll have to see how that one works out.
yes, that's going to be curious in its own right. Let's actually save these and then bring them up so the viewers can actually look at them in person.
Yeah.
Because I think it's important that we be diligent
Yes.
to our new viewers, because we probably have a few viewers who tune in every now and then who don't play X-Wing.
No.
I think it's nice to inform those of how different mechanics within the game work.
Yeah. So we've got a bit of time on our hands, so we'll go.
We do.
We'll go
So
through it.
let's go through it. So let's bring up the list cam. There we go.
So I must admit, when I heard information about this sort of double Falcon build, it sort of perked my ears up, thinking that I just recently built one for Chelsea. But so we've got Ray,
Well, the double fat pancakes was a staple of the meta back in 2015.
a meta that I was never in.
No. But it was seen quite a lot. Duncan brought it to the old store a few times, and it was very powerful. But it was in the meta at the time. So let's have a look at this. So we have Ray in the YT 1300, which is the Millennium Falcon because it has the title.
Yep.
When attacking or defending, if the enemy ship is inside your firing arc, you may reroll up to 2 of your blank results. Very effective and stacks very well with Finn as an ability. Finn reads, when attacking with a primary weapon or defending, if the enemy ship is inside your firing arc, you may add 1 blank result to your roll, which for 5 points he adds a blank, which you may think, what use is that?
But it works both ways. It works for attack and defense.
Yes, and Rey gets the modification on both attack and defense. So that's a blank she can reroll, and providing that all the other ones have paint, or at least one of them cannot have paint, she can go for a full shot of 3 dice, or even 2 evades if she's lucky.
Yeah, potentially 5 attack dice or 2 evade dice, even if it rains 1.
She's got veteran instinct to shove her up to 10, so she will move. Most of the time she'll be moving last and shooting first, unless she comes up against a pilot skill 9 ship that also has veteran instincts. So pretty strong. Having pilot skill 10 is a very powerful thing these days. You saw how useful it was in the last game with Sharanau.
Yeah.
Pilot skill 10, being able to shoot first and to debilitate the enemy and get the Vader shot in was very effective.
I think that, in Richard's case, having that pilot skill 10 firing with he had Gunner on there as well, which I don't think he
never used Gunner
because he just went for the Ghost and it went through first time.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do like Rey, Kane, and Finn. It makes a nice combination on its own.
Rathra does make a good point. It's weaker with that expertise. She is relying on that focus result for the attacking side of and defense. Whereas if she had expertise, she could take a focus and just spend it on defense if necessary. But it's the cost of having veteran instincts, and also you can't fit it in points because it's 4 points. So it's kind of like veteran instincts.
Well, effectively, veteran instincts would then the additional points to get it to expertise would go bye any upgrades to Chewie, because that Rey build is very much sort of like a staple Rey build.
Yeah.
I think that works really nicely. That the way Rey and Finn interact in that way, it's a neat little perfect way that it can be used.
Now you've got Ken Jarrus. He's seen quite a lot. We saw him, I think, in several matches over the weekend. Because he's very powerful. Once per round, after a friendly ship at range 1 to 2, which does include yourself, executes a white maneuver, you may remove 1 stress token from that ship. Very effective. He's great for control because he essentially frees up your dial so much that you can just do whatever you want. As long as you're not doing a red, you can remove a stress token, which is very valuable.
Effectively, for those Falcons, as long as he's not doing a K-turn, he'll be able to remove at least 1 stress or something.
And this is where the Falcon title comes in, because after performing a 3-speed bank...
Which is white.
Yes, which is white. If you're not touching another ship, and you are not stressed, you may receive 1 stress token to rotate your ship 180 degrees. And I believe because of the timing, Kanan Jarrus instantly removes that.
That was in the new recent FAQ that was actually put into that. It's the first time it's been in an FAQ wording, because it's the first time this.
Yeah.
The Heroes of Resistance stuff has gone into an FAQ, I believe.
Yeah. Then we've got Chewbacca. Chewbacca is seen quite a lot in terms of Falcon play because he's got a great ability. When you are dealt a face-up damage card, immediately flip it face down without resolving its ability. So a very tanky.
It is straight up 13 hit points. It's not like, well, if I get a few direct hits in here or major explosion into something else, because those crits get immediately turned face down without resolving any abilities. It's straight up 13.
There are a few things that can bypass that, but not in this list that I'm aware of.
No. The thing that first comes to mind is Saboteur, where you turn the face down cards face up and then resolve.
Rexler Brath's ability also does that, where if you're dealt face down damage cards, you may spend a focus token to flip them face up.
Yeah.
Because essentially they're already dealt face down, you just flip them face up.
Yeah.
And it says when you're dealt face up damage cards. So at that point it's not being dealt face up, it's being dealt face down but flipped face up.
Or Dengar.
Or Dengar,
he cancels that crit down to 2 hits.
Yes. Bosk.
Face up damage. Sorry. Yes.
Bosk is which actually is very thematic. Bosk is very effective against Chewbacca because he can cancel a crit and turn it into 2 hits. So effectively he does double damage or somewhat double damage against Chewbacca.
He pushes it through a bit faster.
Rage, which you saw that last round, as an action, you may take 2 stress tokens to receive a focus token and be able to reroll any 3 dice on your attack.
Yeah.
Effectively making you kind of like Rey, but not worrying about your arc.
Yeah. Partly if it's me with that Rage build, I would want to put Kanan Jarrus on there.
Yeah. Inspiring Recruits means he can remove an extra stress, which is great for Rage. And 9 num makes all his straights green. So the 3 and the 2, the 3 and the 4, which were white, now become green. So it really frees up the dial a bit more.
Yeah, it frees up the dial and makes him able just to move that little bit faster.
Conversely, you don't have to be constrained by that because you've got King and Jarrus.
But then you're constrained by they have to be into range band 1 to 2 to each other.
Yes, but if they're in range and you want to do another maneuver rather than a straight, which say you want to do a 3 bank, you can do it and remove that stress.
But the only issue is if you then want to 3 sloop with Ray, you're going to be stressed.
You want to make sure you don't want to 3 sloop with Ray, but it is a possibility. It's a part of the list, which I think should be addressed.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting because I do like the old Chewie because it is so super tanky. If your mindset is going, I would need to kill Chewie with all my firepower, Ray's sitting there going, well, I'm going to love this.
Yeah, certainly.
Ray's not even going to be scared to sit at range band 3 with Arc.
No, Ray's going to be fine.
Because you go, well, I've got 4 dice, so at least 3 dice evade, 3 evade against Ray. Well, we're going to say, well, you've got 4 evade dice, I've got 4 attack dice because you're in my Arc, and I get to re-roll 2 of them. And for me, I think as long as Chewie goes in on the hunt straight on the get-go, but Ray not too far away, Stephen might have a chance with this.
I agree. Let's have a look at Sam Scott's list.
Yeah. So, looking at this straight off, the quick draw build is sort of a very much staple quick draw build, do you think?
I would say that's probably the most common form of quick draw. Quick draw often has electronic baffle. Rage, much more common these days, I would have thought, with him. It does leave you double stress, though, which is an issue.
But then you electronic baffle to remove one of those stress to trigger quick draw's ability. You then just do a green maneuver and then go bang.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's just... It's worth noting.
Yeah. And then the special ops training to make it have an additional dice while firing at the front. Or if you don't, you get a free...
you may make an additional attack outside your rear arc.
So you could be potentially in range 1 of 2 ships and go, I'll hit this one with 3 and I'll hit this one for 3. Or I'll hit this one with 4.
Or if you can get the butter zone, which is perfect for this list, you can actually hit a large base ship on... If you barrel right next to it, you can actually hit a large base ship both out your front and back. Which, funny enough, we found out someone theorised the other day that, hang on, if you've got Backdraft, who's the other TIE-SF, he can actually get a crit out his front as well as his back because it's against a ship that's inside your rear firing arc. And even though you're firing at your front, it's still in your rear firing arc, which is actually... That's pretty good. I like that. That's
an interesting concept. I never thought of that one.
Yeah, but it's possible.
It's possible.
Very difficult to pull off and very situational.
It is.
But you can do it.
I like this Tomax Bren build because Tomax Bren being able to, once per round after discarding an EPT, you can then flip it back up again. Crack shot you have to discard to force them to cancel one of the defender's evade results. So you can get to push stuff through a bit better.
Hello, Audio Weasel. Welcome back.
So it's gonna be nicer for Tomax to get his shots in, and with the homing missiles, they can shut down a ship that's got an evade token, like for example the X7 defenders.
Yeah.
Because I can't spend it.
Yeah, that's true.
Or anything that relies on an evade, really.
Anything that relies on evade is very effective.
Guidance chips are even better.
It also makes Bren a target for those ships, though. That's the other thing. And being 6 hull with 2 agility, you're not going to last too long out on the field.
No, but the last bit of this is an interesting little thing as well. It's the new Upsilon shuttle. I like saying Upsilon.
Upsilon. Oops, I did it again.
Yes, Elon. With Darth Vader, as you saw in the last game, being able to take 2 damage himself to pass critical result or critical damage card to the defender.
Yeah.
It's a nice little ability.
Is it 2014 again? Because I'm seeing a Doom shuttle vibe here.
I don't know. I wasn't playing in 2014, really.
There was a thing called the Doom Shuttle, which is still a thing, really, but you see it Palpatine mostly these days, where it's basically a shuttle with engine upgrade and Vader on it, because you can get better... and sometimes if you're feeling very saucy, advanced sensors, so you do your boost before you do the turn.
That could help the Upsilon move around a little bit faster though.
By the way, someone says nope, causes a crit, does not go through shields. Does not go through shields.
Darth Vader. No, what I mean is you take 2 damage to deal a critical. You take critical damage. Sorry. Rather, thinking more of the time about not having shields.
And as Audie Weasel says, and if you're insane without edge upgrade, which is quite true, and Hedge did actually take his Doom Shot to Yavin, so it's still there in the meta. It's not as common, but it's there.
It's gonna be interesting to see which one of these lists comes out on top here.
I am curious as well. I've not seen the Starkiller base pilot so much.
We've seen a lot of Major Rhymer.
Oh,
Major Strident. Major Rhymer's the other bomber. Major Strident and General Hux combos is quite a nice little neat trick there.
Oh yeah, but I personally have not seen the Starkiller base pilot. Well, more broader, the Upsilon in many games. So I'm going to be curious to see how well it does this one. The last time I saw it, I believe we saw it lose, I think, which was, I think, the launch stream, I believe.
I'm trying to remember who played what, because it was...
I know it was Max, because Max is the one who's crazy enough to do it. So...
and then Robin played his Rebel list, which was with the Ghost, wasn't it? So, yeah.
Rather says, Striding with Desi is a fantastic combo. I do not... That sounds like something out of my nightmares, quite personally.
If you just excuse me a couple of minutes, Elliot, I will return. See, look, we're taking so little time to get there. The timer on our master overlay is...
Tell them that they may start.
Yes, will do.
But yes, so we have Stephen Sage on the right and Sam Scott on the left in this comic book confrontation of epic proportions. And Sam Scott. Just getting the overlay sorted for you, everyone, so that you guys can see what's going on. I'm going to switch this over to the camera so you guys can actually see what's going on. Boop, boop. So, yep. So that's Stephen Sage on the right, Sam Scott on the left there. As they're preparing for their game. Now, it's going to be anyone's guess who has the initiative here, because they've both got 100 points, so they're going to have to roll off for it. Whoever sets the first asteroid will be quite categorically the person with initiative, so that's the way I usually do it. It's very easy to tell. And there we go. The camera is in the exact same position it usually is in Hedge, which is the highest it will ever go. Which someone has just janked the camera there, but that should be fine. The camera is normal size. There's a roll-off for initiative, I think, going there. That's a hit. So whoever declared the hit there is going to have the initiative. And I believe it looks like that Mr. Sage is getting the initiative today. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, no, it's Scott. Mr. Scott has got the initiative. And so, no, it is Stephen. Damn it, guys. Consistency. As we're going to start the clock, as they're on for their hour and 15 minutes right now. I don't know, Hedge. Maybe during my playing around, I managed to make it like that. But it's exactly as it should be. What you might notice is that we are broadcasting in full 11080p today. The camera isn't, sadly, because the cable can't take it. But hopefully when we upgrade to a better cabling system, we should be able to broadcast in glorious high definition to you, the viewers. So, very tight, very kind of landing light formation here. Keeping them tight, not really what I think Scott wants to do. He wants to spread them out a little bit to make sure the Upsilon has a clean line. And if anything, but then again, that would help Stephen probably the best since he's got 2 large base ships. Clustering them together gives Scott the advantage with his 2 smaller TIE fighters. Just my opinion. I'm not sure if that's going to fit there. I think you'll have to look at somewhere else there. Yep, that's not going to fit. The dice rolls are a separate thing entirely, Rathra. The plan for that is a dice tray with its own camera, which will be overlaid over this with a green screen effect, so the dice will show up nice and big on the screen for you. Very similar to how X-Wing Junkies do their videos. Shout out to X-Wing Junkies, who are actually hosting us and have followed us. So thank you guys for doing that for us. We appreciate your support. However, it means getting a webcam and recabling it through to the board, which is 2 rooms over, because between the streaming room, which is my office as well, we also have the Roman bar, because this place used to be a working man's club, and then through to the stage where we have the stream game going on.
It's a bit of a distance from
It
there to here.
It is a hell of a distance. You know, we've got a quite long cable, and the signal, if you want to broadcast at full 1080 from the camera, the signal run is degraded by the time it gets here, so you get nothing. So we're going to get some boosters for that, I think. Setup looking great. The asteroid deployment is very fascinating, actually.
I thought I just literally put them on the board like that, and they hadn't actually done that yet. But I realised
they've done deployment.
Wow.
So who is your money on for this game?
It's going to be an interesting one, because my heart is telling me I want the Falcons to come out on top here.
But
never underestimate Quick Draw. Quick Draw's ability is really, really nice.
I thought you could say never underestimate the curse then.
I'm not going to mention that word.
Come on. I don't think that even matters now. Steven Sages...
He's beaten it once, but then lost the following game afterwards. So.
Yeah, so it's kind of back to square one, really.
It is. But also, if that Star Killer can get to range 1 in Arc, that's 5 dice, primary.
Well, Hedge is putting down his bets to the YTs. They've got more maneuverability and more shots with the turret. Completely agreed there. The SF and the Bren has to rely on their firing arcs.
It's a question also, yet again, because you've got the homing missiles. If they can punch through and hit with everything, the worst case scenario is they only hit for 6 rather than 8. If that's against, obviously, Chewie, of course. And 6 is it's going to start to take some damage through that. It's going to go through shields for a start. I think it's going to be a question of how long Quick Draw is left on the board, or how long it takes for those shields to go down.
It's going to be anyone's... I do think that the Falcons do have the advantage of the turrets involved. They also have the advantage of hull. The difference maker will be the primary weapon from the Upsilon. That being said, the Upsilon is not very maneuverable, so that's where the Falcons do get a benefit there.
I'm a bit confused by Audio Weasel's comment he just put in the chat. 7 die.
A 7-die Kylo super laser. Do tell, Audio Weasel. Where you've piqued our curiosity.
So, yeah, I like the Falcons to win this one, but it's going to be interesting because they've got a lot of firepower coming against them, and with so little agility, it could be interesting. Yeah, in fact, you've got the issue that Rey could take out the shields of Quick Draw in one shot. But that's not very likely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. The Upsilon Starkiller-based pilot or Kylo Ren with a Swarm Leader and then 2 ships to buff up, or multiple ships to buff up the Swarm Leader to 7 attack dice at range 1. Ouch.
Oh, so the Swarm Leader adds an extra dice.
2 Deltas X7, 7 dice at range 1. Ouch. However, I reckon it's very hard to get that to actually proc, given how you pretty much have to telegraph that move. That is so telegraphed when you have it thrown.
Well, you sort of got my 7 dice cannon, which was, if you remember, it was Kanan Jarrus and Janors. But I put Finn on Kanan Jarrus. So it was a 7 dice primary at range 1. But you flew completely around that, so...
Yeah, because...
It's unfortunate.
Because A-Wings, if I recall?
I can't remember, but it was...
Sounds like my A-Wings.
But, you know, I played it once. It was a good little fun experience. Nora apparently gets 8.
Quick Draw Swarm Leader with 4 crackshot ties at some point. Ouch. Nora 8. Dom at the Chicago Regional wipe dash off the board with it in 2 shots. Ouch. Wow. That I can believe, actually. If dice blank out on you, 5 attack dice is going to wipe out.
Seven attack dice. If that's coming from the the Star Killer base with the Swarm Leader, or kind of range shuttle, sorry, I should say.
Yeah. Well, the overlay is ready, I believe. So if I can just apply this, then we can actually get it up on the screen.
Ta-da!
Not da-da yet. We're not there yet. Not yet, fool.
Sorry.
Now da-da.
Ta-da!
There you go. Let's mark those Falcons, because that's going to be important.
Yeah.
So, Falcon number... So there's the one marker. I don't know which one's which, so for now I'll put them up here. And then as soon
Well,
as...
I was going to say, all you probably need to do is mark one of them, as long as you can keep track of it.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Just marking the one that matters. Then again, I think for clarity's sake, it's best to mark them both.
Yep, so this is obviously Chewie's Falcon that's moving first.
Alright, so
Chewie's on the
Chewbacca
outside.
is on the outside. Which might be a mistake for Sage, because it means that if he were to turn in and they're flying alongside each other, it means that Chewbacca will have to leapfrog Rey. That could be a mistake.
Right.
Thank you, Audio Weasel. I'm very pleased that kind of comment. I love when people compliment the overlay, because I work so hard on it.
You do, yeah.
So-
This is like the second or third iteration of the
version
overlay.
version 2.8.
I love it a lot. I really do. It's
However, as Hedge points out, Rey has better sloop options, so there's swings and roundabouts, I guess. But yeah, I'm very proud of the overlay. Now, here's the thing: Chewie is currently being corralled by Tom X Bren, and now an Upsilon class pilot. So,
yeah. But at least on the other side of things, he could just be really bold and go, "I'll fall straight with 9 and remove both of them."
Now I think the best thing for him to do, as someone mentioned earlier, I think it was Rathra. The best thing for him to do is roll up and just blat Bran off the board right off the go.
Yeah. Something needs to die really.
Something
quickly.
needs to die quickly, otherwise you'll be taking hits very quickly, and the Falcon doesn't like to take damage. It goes down very quickly.
Yeah, no, I think, like I was saying, Chewie's is the most survivable out of all of them because it's
definitely,
13
yes.
straight up hits.
Yeah, and there we go. 4 forward from Rey, putting her right next to Chewbacca. A good firing line there. Probably very predictable, but I think Scott might have had some trouble here, because if he goes too slow next time with Upsilon, he's going to, unfortunately, bump that asteroid possibly. That means you can't fire, so he probably wants to bank in with an engine upgrade, and he can block with that thing, because you may not think about it, but that Upsilon can block. You know, with an engine upgrade, it can modify its position quite readily.
Because it's got a three straight is its fastest straight move, isn't it, on the Star Killer?
Well, the Upsilon's 3 straight. However, it can do a 3 bank. Its 2 bank is green. It can do a 3 turn, but it really wants to stick to only 2 turns if possible.
What I mean is, it could do a 3 straight and then bank boost as an engine upgrade.
Of course, he could be bold and just stop here. I mean, you know that they get into range, and then you can easily clear with a 2 bank next turn. The problem is they're getting around again.
I think it's best to let it go first, because then you can follow it in behind as long as you've got your arc there. I know obviously the Falcons are more manoeuvrable, but
yeah, they're more manoeuvrable, but they can be blocked, especially since you know that Rey, if she wants to sloop, needs to do a 3 bank. So you need to be careful there that you don't get
I think probably though, at least for this turn, until it looks like Tomax is about to pass, if it was me, that's when I would think about doing the sloops.
What's this? Nor 2 shots, Swarm Leader for 2 more, Target Lock for another, Finn for another, range for another, Title for the 8th, and then use Bray with Jin to Target Lock and focus her with 2 A wings, given 8 shots with it and a focus. Ow.
So Nora has 2 base primary, plus the Title for 3.
Yeah.
Swarm Leader for 2 different targets.
Yes, Swarm Leader for,
So it's 5.
Then Finn.
Finn for 6.
Then I think Jin, Target Lock focus her.
Jin is the focus machine.
2 bank. I thought he'd do the 2 bank to try and get past the asteroid, and we might see a boost to the left here to try and block Rey, possibly.
Sorry, now I'm there, because 6, you got the range 1 for 7 and her ability for 8.
Yeah, exactly. He's going for a target lock. That's the thing, because if the Falcon's gone forward and gunned it, he's not gonna get a shot. 9 num. Well, here comes 9 num. So he's probably going Aspiring Recruits.
So this is Chewie. He's going to do it.
That means Chewbacca's going to do a high speed maneuver. He's going to do a 3 or a 4.
Three or 4 straight. Yeah.
If he's done a 4, he might just avoid the Upsilon. However, there's a chance that he's going a 3.
Oh, he's missed the arc anyway because he's basically in line.
Yeah, but the problem is I'm concerned that Tom X might be gunning it and bump into Chewbacca.
If he bumps, then there's no missiles going to be fired.
Yeah, but if Rey is doing the same thing, she's going to get caught by the Upsilon. I think it'll be close.
It'll be close. Granted on that one.
I think it'll be very, very close.
Oh, it comes in
one straight. And so
heavy missiles work at range band 2 to 3 though, so
yeah, it's going to be close. That could be range 2. He's measuring for Rey because Rey will definitely be at range 2. And does he get the target lock that he needs? That's going to be the decision maker. I think if only there was a judge involved and they could call them over.
Yes.
Call me. I'm more than welcome to say whether it is. And they've decided it is in range, so there's the target lock. And Rey really needs to get out of the So Rey really needs to gun it, or hope that she's slipped the arc.
If she's done a 4 straight, she'll slip the arc of both the Star Killer and Tomax.
But here comes Quickdraw, who's covering the arcs from both ships. Now he's probably going to rage and may take a shot on Rey. No, he can't because Rey's out of the arc, but he could shoot Chewbacca at range 3.
If he's there, it's quite a distance.
I think it's just in range 3. The question is, do you want to? Do you want to take that damage to do that shot early on? Or do you want to wait?
There could be a situation where...
Because right now, the main target is Bren. So if you do baffle now and Bren survives, you could potentially use your multiple shots multiple times. Whereas if you do it later when Bren's gone, then someone most likely is shooting you and you're losing your shields without getting your ability to proc.
I don't know if Chewie actually procced an ability. Did he proc Rage again?
I don't think so. Maybe I think Stephen actually missed that moment there. Very good point. That could be the difference maker.
Because if it was me, if I see Sam going for this rage, taking a damage and firing, obviously at this point he doesn't know whether he's in range or not because rage doesn't give him a target lock.
That's a good point.
If he does it and it's not there,
then that's a missed.
He's taking a damage for nothing.
For nothing. That's a good point, actually.
He's
going for it.
He's definitely raging.
He's raging. There's the focus token from the rage, and he gets the 3 rerolls. There's rage. Is he going to proc? He is. He's proccing electronic baffle.
He thinks he's there
to get rid of one of those stress, and I think he is within range 3. And I think this is the best thing for him to do at this stage because you're not going to get attacked by anything else. Bren is the main focus at this point. That's a range 5. I think that's to declare range 2. That's the arc. So I don't think he has arc on Rey. The question is, does he have range on Chewbacca? Oh, no, actually, they have determined that Rey is in arc. So in that case, Rey is going to be taking this shot.
Wow.
I didn't expect that because don't forget,
and Rey
you have to be in arc and in range, and that's the key differential there.
Rey will get her 3 dice or 2 dice naturally and Finn.
Finn, yeah, because in arc. In that case, I would have thought it'd be better to shoot at Chewbacca, but that's just me.
That's what I would have thought.
3 dice, focus, hit, and hit. Well, focus that up for 3 full hits. Why not? Here comes your 2 dice. Reroll the blank.
Is that 2 evades?
That's 2 evades there. That's just blank. So Rey takes only 1, which that's not too bad. That's actually that's probably the best exchange. That it'd be nice if you took nothing, but still only taking 1 damage from that full spread of hits there. Very good.
Now, if I was Stephen, I would say use this as your incentive.
Now, Sam has predicted the block on the Falcon, which is not something I didn't think you'd try and turn at this point. I would have brought everything to bear upon Bren and blast him off the board because he is dangerous. However, he has slipped Bren's chance to shoot the missiles at him. So
let's put it this way, though.
But he is within range 1 of...
but he does get 2 evade dice.
Oh dear. Maybe this has gone a bit wrong for Sam.
But this is the thing, though. He gets 4 dice because of range 1 plus Finn, re-rolling 2, but he's got no focuses. So if there's focuses on here, he can't turn them up.
Yeah, but sometimes the re-roll's all you need.
Sam must have spent that focus as well. There we go. He's just clearing that up.
Yes, he did spend the focus, so they were clearing that up finally. Right, it's Rey onto quick draw,
And
range one.
Quick draw member has taken the shield for using the electronic baffle as well. Oh, hello.
Whoa, that's a hit.
That's 2.
That's 2.
Is that 3?
No, that's the 3 because there was 2 focus shots in there.
That's going to be at least another damage. That's
I
all
think
shields
I
gone.
think that's an evade in there, and that's all shields removed. So yeah, in a way,
Quick draw has just lost his ability in one
Quick
turn.
Draw has just lost his ability. So actually, he probably shouldn't have procced that this round.
He's now just basically a TIE fighter.
Yeah, shame really, but oh well. And
So here
Quick Draw
comes the
fires.
additional dice, obviously, because of the title.
Because of the title, yes.
Raging 3.
And just 2
Only
hits.
getting 2.
Oh dear.
Let's see if this one will be evaded. There's 1.
There's 1. There's another one. I think now it's a focus. So 1 more shield is plinked off Ray.
I think this is really opened up for Stephen here.
He's got his opening. He just needs to make sure to close the deal. And make sure that Sam doesn't alter the deal with Vader. Right. Bran is checking for arc, and I think that's a no arc there for Ray, which is a shame because his poor missiles are going to get wasted. Audio Weasel has a question for both of us. Well,
I was literally about to try and answer that same question for you right now.
Okay.
The wording on the sloop title. So after you execute a 3 bank maneuver, if you're not touching another ship you're not stressed, receive 1 stress to rotate it.
So I interrupt you there. It looks like we got 2 hits. 2 crits on Chewbacca. Unfortunately, they're crits. But there's
There's good hits.
There's some paint, which is a focus, I believe. And there's 2 shields removed from Chewbacca.
So after he declares that 3 bank, he has to then perform it then. So he then slams afterwards. He can do it afterwards, but not before. So the sloop has to happen first. Then you can
Yes.
perform a burnout slam.
Because
and
you
then-
are performing a 3 bank, aren't you? So
Yeah, 3 bank sloop, and then you can
if you can drop bombs off slams, which you can, then you can Kato off the. Look at that! Look at that! 4 dice. Ouch! Ouch! I think this may be the end for poor Tom X Bren, or he's taking some considerable damage there. I think that's 1, 2, 3, and a crit, I believe. No, that's
just
4 box standard hits, and Bren is hurting. Damn. Having not played in a tournament before, this is an amateur question. I noticed they keep holding up the appropriate things. So holding up a remove shield, a card is used. Is that tournament etiquette or just the benefit of the camera? For the benefit of the camera, but because we can clearly see what's being removed. It's just merely there to give us a bit more clarity on the situation. I mean, in future, we'll have a dice cam and we'll have a system in play which we can identify crit cards.
Hopefully that is.
Yeah.
We'll have to do some testing with that.
Yeah, how familiar are you with the game, Jack?
So what we got here? We've got
Okay, so we've just had Bren. We've just had Chewbacca fire on Bren. The Starkiller base pilot gets no shot because he's out of arc. So it now goes to activation phase, where they're planning the dials for the next maneuver. So Starkiller base pilot will move first. Where do you think Sam wants to put that base pilot? Part of me is thinking he wants to turn in to the right and then boost to get around, but that asteroid might prove to be difficult.
Yeah, no, I don't know where that would be going from there, because it's all tied up in that kind of.
It's going to be difficult.
Kind of part of the
It's
board.
going to be difficult to get that shuttle turned around. It always is.
Yeah.
Because of course the turns in it are red, except for the 2 turn, which is
white.
However, it's
Too hard from there is not going to get past either A, the Falcon, or B.
no. You could get past Quick Draw, I think, just barely. The question is, why do you go there? I'd be inclined to bank to the right and go where Chewbacca. Actually, no, because you move first, so Chewbacca's still going to be in the way.
The thing you've also got to consider, though, is if you got to move the Quick Draw here as well.
Yes.
I think that the question here is a lot easier for Stephen. I would be looking to try and do a left maneuver to face where the Starkiller pilot is now.
Rather is actually right. Turn right and then boost to catch where Ray would go for the sloop, which would probably be the best thing to do. However, Stephen might catch that and see that, and if he does, then he could do a 1 turn and just catch. Actually, can I do a 1 turn? I think it can.
Well, the Falcon.
Yeah, no, it can't. Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
So a 1 turn, which would pivot on its base, might just catch the circular base pilot if it were to do that. He's going for a 3 bank in the other direction. I did wonder whether he'd do this. Now the question is, he's probably going to boost to the right to get distance, and then swing it around for the next turn, which is how I've seen the shuttle played before. Whether it's the right move or not, I don't know. But the thing is, you're wasting points, man. That thing has Darth Vader on board. That is not to be taken lightly. You need to get arc on something, fire at it. That 4 dice primary is very powerful. Add Vader on top of that. That's 4 hits and a crit potentially just waiting to happen. And that could debilitate Rey.
It could. I think where Stephen is, though, if it was me, I'd want to do a hard maneuver to the left to a pointed where the Starkiller base pilot was. And also it gives you a line of sight on quick draw as well.
Now, I do
may also block Tomax if he's gone slow.
Bren, actually, I think Tomax wants to turn hard to the right and try and catch Rey. He's got target lock on Rey. And here comes Chewbacca wanting to block Bren. Very smart move by Sage there, providing that Bren does not pull a K.
And if I was Stephen, I'd want to probably sloop left. Sorry, to sloop to his right. So you then sort of cover that sort of middle part of the board. And then it's kind of getting a hard situation for where Quick Draw can go. But remember, he's not got his ability.
I can't believe I think of that. Daredevil on the Kylo shuttle. Because Kylo can take an EPT. Ooh, that thing can turn around.
It doesn't have a barrel roll, so it'd be taking a stress.
A boost. It will be taking a stress, but you don't care. You've turned around. You've done a K turn, essentially.
Pair him up with something with Wingman.
There's the block, exactly like I thought. And that's the danger with having such a high pilot skill bomber. You can be blocked by something like Chewbacca, and Chewbacca's low enough. Daredevil is brilliant, especially I love flying Daredevil on Tycho. Because Tycho don't care about stress. I don't care about stress, man.
I don't care about no stress.
Yeah.
To paraphrase Ghostbusters. But I think if there's a 3 sloop here, that might also be missing the arc of...
Well, here's a 1 bank. Now, this could be there to try and block Rey, but it's not going to work, because Rey's probably going to sloop.
If it was me, I'd want to barrel roll it towards where Sam is now, to try and cover that 3 bank.
I don't think that even that would block it, personally. Unless you were to barrel roll backwards the most you could. However, then you might risk losing arc on Chewbacca, who's at range 1 right now.
Yeah, it's a very interesting... So he's going to rage... He's probably not going to do his...
Well, he can't
baffle.
He can baffle, but he will take a damage, and there's no point to do it because he's got no shields.
Yeah.
So I would just sit there with it. You've spent your chances now. You've kind of wasted the opportunity last time, which he didn't know. Hindsight is if we all knew what was going to happen.
Oh, is he 3 slooping the other direction?
No, that's why I thought he was going to sloop that way. That's why a 2 turn and a boost from the Epsilon would have blocked him. And that's actually going to be probably a dead quick draw at this rate.
Hey, but if he doesn't, he could shoot at both things in one go.
That is true, actually. He has put quick draw in a perfect position where he can shoot at both targets, assuming he lives long enough to do it.
As long as he lives long enough to see it.
Yeah, because Rey could just kill him right off the bat.
Oh, hang on a minute. Didn't Stephen do a hard maneuver, which is white, and he's now sloop, so the Falcon's going to be stressed.
That one did a hard, this one is a sloop.
That means he's stressed.
Yeah.
Because he did a rage on Chewie.
He did do a rage on Chewie, yeah.
So he'd have moved the 2 stress off Chewie. Ken's ability only procs on 1.
He didn't remove the stress, though. He's got 2 stress there.
And a focus token, which means he must have raged.
Ooh. Oh, God. You know what? I don't know. Then again, actually, no, he didn't rage last time, did he? Because we questioned that, didn't we?
Why didn't he do it? Oh, maybe he just did a focus action or something. Oh, okay.
All right, so here comes the shot from Rey. Hit, hit, hit. That could kill if quick draw if there's a blank out here. And I see 1 bit of paint. That could be an evade. It could be a focus. It looks like an evade to me.
Why is there... this is Tomax. He's going for Tomax.
Let's go for Bren. Oh!
Because Chewie has a shot on quick draw.
Yes, that's actually very smart.
He wants to kill Tomax.
I didn't expect that. Then again,
Wow.
it's the right
He
call.
didn't have any focus. He didn't have any tokens.
It's the right call. Chewbacca could just take down Bren while... Quick Draw while Bren couldn't be shot at by Chewbacca. So if you do kill Quick Draw with Rey, who's Chewbacca going to shoot out other than the Epsilon? Yeah.
But the Upsilon, it would be like basically 3 damage going out.
And here comes another shot. This one is from Quick Draw.
So this is the 4 dice?
He's
So
not
he's
using
not doing it both.
At range 1.
He gets the title,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's 3.
That's weird. I would have done the double shot.
Now they know that it survived. It could put... But the second part is against Rey, and Rey's going to get 2 defense dice.
Here comes Chewbacca. That Wookiee is one angry Wookiee.
Here comes...
Range 1, 2 hits.
That's 4.
That's a focus. There's the focus down for 4 hits. He's taken 1 no matter what, and we're not winning. He's dead.
There's at least 3 going through. That's dead.
I concur.
Wow.
And very quickly, this is going to Stephen Sage's game.
I think, Mr. Sage, you have now really overcome your streak here.
Yeah, because that Upsilon's not going to be turning around anytime soon. It does have an engine upgrade, which helps. However, it's against 2, quite frankly, fairly healthy Falcons.
Yeah. If it was me this turn, I would do a hard left turn with Chewie, and if in range, use Kanan Jarrus and just slow roll Rey. Yeah, you're going to be putting a lot of shots and a lot of firepower into the Upsilon.
Yes.
And then you can just harry it.
Yeah.
Using Chewie as a blocker, and then Rey going on the defensive round the back.
To be fair, this is not going to last too long. They've got enough dice between them, especially since the Starkiller-based pilot is only 1 dice defense-wise. They can whittle that thing down pretty quickly.
Potentially from here, if it rolls badly, it's shields and dead.
Now, if Scott gets a lucky shot off...
Is he going to try and use the engine upgrade to boost?
He's probably going to boost round, but that, I think, is not a wise move, because he's then locking himself in next turn. Yeah, see, I'm not sure this is a wise move, depending... Because the 2...
He's getting
very close to this asteroid. A 2-turn would be dodgy, but I think he might just make it if he were to do that. And he's got options, I guess. So he could bank to the left instead of going turning to the right if he wants to. However, he needs to get back into the engagement, and he's not back in the engagement.
Or he could do a 1 hard. I know it's going to be a red maneuver, but at least he's then going to have his arcs firing in the right direction.
Yeah.
I know you've then got the asteroid to deal with.
No, you would clip the asteroid from the look of it.
Oh yeah, because it's quite narrow on the...
Don't forget that essentially a 1 turn on a large base ship is stick a pin in the corner and pivot around that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Speaking of...
Here's the 1 hard.
Mm-hmm. And if Rey does a 1 hard, he's brought back in formation, which would be fantastic.
Yeah, which is strange thinking.
Yeah, really strange. But, yeah, wow. Ring around the Manatee Rock.
So that means in that case, that's going to be another rage. It should be if it was me.
If it was me, I'd do a rage. So, yeah, I think I just saw 2 tokens be dropped on that side. Yeah, there's the focus, so clearly rage. We can't see the stress, but you can assume that it's there. So we saw it. Oh, okay. Bumping your own ship.
I would have gone 1 hard because he knew he'd be coming round there. And think about where the arc is.
Then again, that's actually not too bad, because if he does a 1 turn with Rey next time, he'll actually end in a perfect position to block a 2 turn, or catch range 1, the Upsilon on 2 turn.
So where would you then move Chewie from where he is?
That's the problem. Chewbacca is the problem. Of course, what you could do is turn Chewbacca in, then sloop Rey to the left.
Yeah, that's another way of looking at it.
Put everything back in. Okay, here's an attack. Just 1 crit from Rey.
So if it was a 1 hard, he would have had Finn and
range
rerolls
3, and it's an evaded, so quite perfectly fine.
Yeah. So here we go.
And now Chewbacca, range 3. So there's the dice. Rolling. Wow, look at that. Didn't even need the rerolls there. That's a hit, crit.
That's the thing, he didn't need the rerolls, he's now double stressed himself.
And I think that's 2 evades there, actually. No, 1 evade. Is it? No, it's blanks. It's focus, actually. Because there goes 2 shields on the Starkiller-based pilot.
That's unfortunate that there's not more damage being dished out there.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Okay, David, next year, I don't want you to go to Europeans.
Oh.
I want you, and because they did it this year, and I want you to join me. I want us. If I'm doing it, you're doing it as well. I want us to go to Yavin. I want us to go to Birmingham.
I was worried when you say I don't want you to go because Athena's got a big event going on. I was waiting for that.
No. I mean, we'll have events going on, but I want you and me and Chris Turner, Robin Fun,
and Chelsea,
Robin Fun, Hedge, and all them lot. I want us all to go in force down to Yavin next year.
It's going to be really hard not to go on a commentating game. Oh, he's just done a 3 bank around the asteroid. Oh,
just set up our own little table and go up to the Yavin Open. The Athena brand Yavin Open. No, I'd never do that to them.
No. But that sounds interesting. It's a bit of a way off from now, but
Hedge just saying t-shirts, and yes, if we were going, I would beg and plead Jane for t-shirts. That's a 3
well, apparently jackets.
Jackets. Someone did talk about thing is what kind of jackets? I mean,
bomber jackets,
sporting jackets, bomber jackets, smoking jackets. I don't know. What do you want?
Dinner jackets,
the mouldy canaries. Oh, canaries might be the bird of Norwich, but I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, the mouldy canaries. It's just.
But. Yeah, I'd love to go. I want to go to the Yavin Open. I regret not going this year, so I do, and I want you to be there with me. I want you, Turner, and the lot to be with me as well.
Okay, so I'm just computing that through my mind. We've just had Chewie going away.
Lando capes, just Lando cape. Yes, Lando capes with Athena logo on the back.
All right, boys. Wow, this is going to be a huge attack coming in here from Ray.
Well, not just Ray. Don't forget the Starkiller base pilot. Range 1, 4 dice. That's 5 dice coming from him into Ray.
But no action, though. Sorry. They're unmodified because he's done the 3 hard to get him round, which is also going across the asteroid. Focus, that's 5.
5 hits. Ouch.
Well, that's at least shield's gone bye-bye, unless there's anything else gone. 1, 2, 3... 4, so he must have taken a damage when it went across the asteroid.
I saw it go face up as well, so it could be... And yeah, the Epsilon's got a target lock, so the return fire could be about the same. But first, Chewie gets his shot off at range... Ooh, it's looking like range 2 from here.
Yeah. I do like those Angry Birds.
I do too. It's been a while since we've seen a double pancake. It was quite predominant, but yeah, it's nice to see it back for a little bit.
Here comes the reroll from Rage, and that's 3 hits.
That's another 3 hits. Ouch. And that's a focus there, I believe. No, it's an evade because one was just removed, so therefore it's now taken another couple of hits. And as Hedge says, it's all over the next pass because look, 3 hull left. There's not much we can say about this. It's pretty much game.
From where that is...
Although, I'm hoping the return fire from Scott is going to be one hell of a shot, and look at that. He's got 1 focus result in there, but that's the only negative thing right now.
He's got a target lock. I'd spend it and just...
I'd spend it and be done with it. Just give 1 big final Harry Carry attack and... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, do it. Oh, and we're not winning. But still, 4 hits, that's respectable. An evade, and I think that's an evade as well. 1, 2, 3 shields. Is that all? Is that all Ray is going to take?
There's no damage card coming this way.
Yeah. Oh, Vader it.
Darth Vader it.
Which Ray is the one who's susceptible to Vader. She can take
crit.
She takes a crit.
If that's a direct hit, though, Ray is down to half points.
No. Oh!
Game.
They're calling it game. Yeah, there we go. Doom. Boom. Well, the new Doom shuttle did not win today.
No, and that was just some frightening firepower.
That was absolutely amazing.
Mr. Sage's calls on those manoeuvres and the targets to go for.
Yes.
Wow.
Very good game. I am... someone actually commented quite rudely on one of the YouTube videos. If that's the way he flies, I don't think his luck is the problem. I think was the exact wording I heard, and I thought that was very rude of someone to say that. But it's the internet. What can you say?
You know, to be fair, when it is a dice game, as you always say to me, with it being a dice game, luck is always there. If your luck's not in,
dice fail.
Exactly.
Dice.
That's what happened to me on Saturday.
The only way there's no way you can eliminate dice. You can mitigate dice with things like accuracy corrector and twin laser turret to a degree, but you still have to roll the dice at some point. That's why the Ghost was made at the Yavin Open, the one that got second place. That's why it was made. I listened to I think it was the 186th podcast. I think it was the guys who did it on there. They interviewed him, and he said the reason he made that list is because he hates rolling dice. And it eliminates a lot of dice rolling.
Is that the accuracy corrector?
The accuracy corrector, Harrison Dula, Ghost.
Yeah, that was a nice little thing though, because you saw how potent it was on even just Kane and Jarrus.
Yeah, very potent. There it is. Where is it? Well, if he always flies like that, it's no wonder he's cursed. It's like, yeah, but we have off days, and to be fair, his flying was very spot on in that game.
His flying was very on spot on that game, but by the looks of things, because I remember what jumper I was wearing on the day I was actually playing Steve, and it seemed like it was the day when I was playing my Manaru, Fenrau, Talonbane Cobra, and it just hit like a freight train. So, you know, I think that was a tough game for Steven. But, you know, Steven's a good player, don't get me wrong.
He's a very good player.
He came second, I believe.
Yeah, he has.
On Saturday.
Yeah.
And you know, when you're lucking your eyes in, there's nothing you can do.
That being said, Audio Weasel, the comments we usually get on YouTube is actually fairly good and constructive. Maybe you meant it in a jokey way. It's just you know, you take it or leave it. I try and respond and read every single comments we receive because it's my job. So yeah. Yavin Open. I want us to go, all of us. With t-shirts or capes, one or the other.
T-shirts, capes, Yavin.
Or hire a minibus. Let's go down there. We'll probably paint the Athena logo on the side of that as well.
Well, have it like a rock van, but Athena van.
Maybe, I don't know. Come on, I think we should do it.
As long as if we get enough people together, the minivan could be a good option, you know.
As long as someone can drive it, yeah. True.
I have never driven a minivan, but I can drive.
I think you have a special license for that. I'm not sure. I'll have to check that out. But Jedi robes. I can drive a bus if you want. There we go. We got a bus. Yeah, we go.
So it's a tour bus now, not a minivan.
We're going up in the world.
Yeah,
we're going to arrive in style, you know.
Exactly.
But no, it's gonna be nice to go down there, even if I just go for the experience. Because, like I said, I regret not going just because. You know, I'm not expecting to place anywhere near the top tier in that one. I was expecting Wojtek to do that for me. Because Wojtek is a very experienced player. I'm just going there for the fun and then to have some Hangar Bay and also to win some fancy fancy swag like this. You know, one of these, which will be going out to its respective winner if they track me down. If not, we're going to Ian since he was the second place winner. One of these. So there we go.
Okay.
But yeah. It should be fun, and I'm looking forward to it. And at the end of the day, I kind of look at all the stuff that people got from the Yavin Open, and I'm looking, I want some of that. Like, I see that damage deck and think, I want one of those. eBay, I'm not paying 80 quid for a damage deck with Darth Vader on the back. No matter what. It could be Palpatine himself on that back of that card, and I'm not paying 80 quid. If
it was a legal damage deck and there was no direct hits in it, then maybe I'd consider 80 quid. But, I can see your point. It's like a regular damage deck. It's only for a bit of fandom, really, isn't it?
It's fun. You get a free damage deck. You get a playmat if you go, because I'd go for the general, because of course I would. I get a playmat which features Yavin, and of course it's brilliant that we have Yavin here in Britain. It's brilliant.
And also you got the
which it's worth noting that, as Rasra points out, there was a lot of people that were there. A lot of people from Athena that were there. There was a good, probably 7 or 8 people.
I'm trying to remember because they did like a little photo shoot before they went in.
Yes, there was. There's a nice Photoshop, and there was 8 of them. In fact, I'll see if I can actually get.
Because obviously, remember there was some that play at Athena but that weren't in that shot. as well. I'll have to try and find it now.
I'm actually so curious that I'm going to find out right now because I think it's worthy of this.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I've kicked off my weekend with, or my day off with some X-Wing because I like that. I love X-Wing. I love this game. I moan and groan about it at times just because I love it. It's the kind of thing where you love something so much that you hate to see it with problems at some points.
You sort of get really passionate about the game. When you get that involved into it, that's where it starts to become.
7 years ago, I never would have thought I'd be playing a game like this. But I'm glad it's maybe X-Wing Tabletop Day this year is about how board games changed your life, and board games changed my life considerably. I wouldn't be here if I hadn't have played that one game of Flux that I did one day.
Was that one of your first games then, Flux?
Flux was the game that got me back into board gaming. Was that it? No, that's the guys who went down to Battlefield Hobbies.
Yeah.
The Sea Rock. You excited for the Sea Rock?
For somebody who's not really interested in buying the Sea Rock for the Sea Rock, but for the
M3As.
The M3As.
Yeah.
I just can't stop talking about Sonny Bounder with his ability.
I'm really excited for that. We will be doing a launch stream to show off the pack. We'll be doing an unboxing. We might do a stream game if we just using the M3As and another random list. But we'll see. We're not going to be doing an epic game for that, sadly, because no way, Jose.
Blimey, there's a load of photos for us to try and go through.
Yeah, I'm currently going through it. There's our one of our tournaments in February. It was
just before then, wasn't it?
It was just... No, I think the Yavin Open was just
before
then, because we had our tournament at the end of the month so that we didn't clash with the Yavin Open.
Yeah, it's round about there anyway, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm buying the ship for Epic as well, Audio Weasel. I love Epic as a format, and it's like a double win for me. It's like I get a cool Scum Epic ship, and I get some M3As.
So that's just after Yavin, that one.
That's just after, because it's Wojtek showing off his swag in that one. So yeah.
There's quite a lot going on here.
Mm-hmm. It's here somewhere. I know it's here somewhere.
There's the talk of the ghost build, which I loved. I loved that ghost build.
See ya, Rathra. We'll see you next time. This is...
which will be in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, 2 weeks' time, which for people who are not aware, which Audio Weasel has arrived late. There we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, so this is on our Facebook page, which Athena has its own Facebook group because we like to keep our groups organised. And this is the picture that comes up from the Yavin Open. So let's shove that there.
When you see it, you'll see how sort of like sometimes it's I sort of like I was gonna say juvenile things can be at times with Sean at the back with the bunny ears on Richard and Tim. But our boy Wojtek was the only one to get through day 2, and he actually went on to make a top 8 appearance.
Yeah, so let's actually have a look at the camera, at the shot again. So if I get it back up, give me a second, because I'm opening it up in a panel. Don't you just love technology at times?
You do, but you dislike it for other reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you completely. I know completely what you say. There we go. So if I shove this back on here. So we have Sam Scott.
The far left.
Oh God, name escapes me. Is it Darren?
Darren Chapman. The master of the K-Wings.
The master of the K-Wings, Darren Chapman.
Was it the first game he won with the 2 K-Wings in 18 minutes?
Yeah, something like that. It's incredible. We have Wojtek, of course, champion. Ben Walker, Robin, of course, Richard, Sean, Tim, and Hedge. So yeah, good turnout for the Yavin Open.
Was there about 370-ish players? I can't remember how many there was in total. There was a load.
Rathra's identified himself. It's Darren.
Hey!
There we go. I wondered who that was. It's clearly someone who knew us, so...
But yeah, that seemed like a really sort of fun day.
It was exceptionally fun.
Because it wasn't just necessarily the Yavin tournament... itself, because they had the additional hangar bays going on in the background.
Yeah, that's the thing. The thing which puts me off is the 2-day stay. But to be fair, if I'm going to go and enjoy myself, a little holiday I barely go on holiday, so it'd be nice to kind of get away for a weekend.
Yeah.
Even my other half said that if he had known, he would have paid for me to go. So, or helped pay for me to go.
Yeah. Sorry, my mind is just completely gone.
George Barker was also there, so that's for the 10 p.m. place. So yeah. So yeah, I think we should go next year. Let's see if we can beat 10 and get more than that next year. Because with
that
me,
could be doable.
Yeah, I think we should. It'd be great. Get some t-shirts, go down there, or capes, one or the other, mini bus and all this, or even a tour bus. I don't care. Get down there. We'll take the equipment with us. We'll set up a little table and. We'll have we'll pirate the stream.
No. If we all go out badly in the end of the first day, we'll put our own little stall up and say, "Meet the commentators."
Oh, that's just getting a bit too big-headed there. Yeah. People are not tuning in for us; they're tuning in for the games. So
true.
We just try and keep it interesting.
Yeah.
So,
but there was quite a lot of things going on that weekend. Like I said, there was the 2 Hangar Bay. Well, there's a Hangar Bay day 1. So after the 4th round, I believe, they opened up the first Hangar Bay. So if you hadn't been doing particularly that well, you could then go on to play a Hangar Bay event for the rest of the day, getting you some of the swag you would have got for making day 2.
Yes.
Then on day 2, they had apparently 2 additional Hangar Bays. So it means potentially you could play 3 Hangar Bays, which could open, I believe it opens you up to getting more of those target locks. Which is... I really like those.
I do. Well, I'm more of a card person. I collect the cards. The tokens are fun, but I'm much more of a card collector than I am anything else, which is weird because I don't like playing CCGs. So that's just me. But no, I think we should go next year. We should drag as many people down as we can. And as Rathra says, yes, 16 people for the minibus, but I don't think he's considering the luggage we'd need to take down there. Because everyone's going
to have a suitcase and their X-Wing case.
Yeah, you've seen the size of my X-Wing case. I'm probably trying to avoid taking the whole case. I may see if I can purchase a smaller one between now and then. But yeah. I like options, what can I say?
You are definitely a man with options.
I do plan on doing a video about how to organise your X-Wing collection in the most efficient way is how the video. What a boring title that sounds like is a video. We also got another video coming up soon, which is actually the Rune Wars video. Because this weekend we'll have a Rune Wars demo going on. So if you're a miniatures game fan, come down to Athena and give Rune Wars a try. Brand new miniatures game. In fact, we've got it just behind us. Where is it? There we go. With a Space Marine as size comparison from courtesy of Mr. Yules. Yeah, look at that. Look at all those. Lovely Rune Wars. So yeah, come down to Athena on the weekend to give that a try. And yeah, so for those that have tuned in tonight, we'll be doing this regularly now. We're doing it the first Wednesday and the third Wednesday of the month. So Audio Weasel, or anyone who wants to check out, you now know we'll be starting at 7 p.m.
Yep.
Almost every other Wednesday, the first Wednesday of the month and the third Wednesday of the month. And that's going to be our regular broadcasting. It's going to be probably me on the first weekend, also the first Wednesday, maybe the second one as well, since I kind of don't like people messing around with my baby here.
Hello! You don't mind me in charge of it.
Yeah.
I'm not as experienced as you, but
yeah.
At least it doesn't break.
All we know is that we're definitely going to be doing 2 shows a month. So that's the goal. 2 shows a month. If you like what we do here on Twitch, make sure to follow us on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to us, like the video, comment as well. We always appreciate feedback. I love to see feedback from people about saying, I think this can be improved. I think this could be better. The only way you improve is by criticism. So, I think that's a good call. Yeah,
I was going to say, because we also had a few messages come through. Hedges' one is actually an interesting point. He says that 4 people recognised him, and we on the stream a lot less than us. I've actually got an interesting story.
Yeah,
I think I told you about this one. A few weeks ago, I went and purchased myself a few Paul LaRue Old Arts.
Yeah.
And
oh yes,
after a few little complications in terms of delivery, the person who I bought it off went, "Hang on a minute, I recognise your name because my eBay name happens to be my old email address. So it has my name in it."
Yeah.
So he went, "Where do I remember that name from?" "Oh wait, you're one of the commentators on Athena Games." So we had a little bit of a conversation.
Thank you for following us, Rathra.
So yeah, we had a little bit of a conversation about the streams, and it was like, how and he was, I can't remember where he was from now. I should really remember this. But he isn't obviously anyone that could get anywhere near here. But it's like really interesting to see you got somebody so far away that remembers a name through a different medium, and then it's like it's a weird experience.
It's a bit of a prideful thing in a weird way. I'm very proud of what we've done here. And we're just starting to branch out. In the weekends we're not broadcasting, the plan is to do Magic the Gathering, because every Wednesday we have a rotating Magic format. So, yes, if you follow us, you'll get alerts when we go live. And usually, if we edit the thing beforehand, it will tell you what we're doing. But it's the first or third Wednesday, it's X-Wing. Second or fourth, most likely Magic. So, yeah.
But, yeah, for me, I like that. I think the structure will work quite nicely. It sort of gives a little bit of a sort of staple to when we're going to be on, what we're going to aim to be doing, try and getting 2 games in. So that's 4 games a month, plus a tournament.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're talking more than likely a 4-game tournament, maybe 5. So
you're looking at
games.
You're looking at about at least 6 games. Actually, 8 games of X-Wing going on in a month from us, which is good. Content is what we aim for. We have, of course, Magic, and we'll be doing the pre-release streams for those. We've got the midnight one and the Saturday one, which will be streamed. Well, the Saturday one, if I can find a team, definitely the midnight one. Speaking of people, sadly, there's no way to get alerts for X-Wing only. Normally, when you actually go live, it will tell you the title of the stream itself. However, you can generally know if we're doing X-Wing because, like I said, first Wednesday, third Wednesday, and of course the first Saturday of the month. Depending on the tournament.
If all the structure goes to plan.
I mean, sometimes we have to change the date of the tournaments. Like for May, I know that we have to change the weekend for that.
So which weekend is that going to be then?
I'm working on that.
You're working on it?
I'm working on that. That's Friday. That's a problem for Friday me.
Okay.
But yes. Yeah.
Cool.
That's fine. I mean, you don't have to watch Magic. It's just when you see it come up, just say, oh, fair enough. Or look at it and then think, oh, it's Magic. I'm not really that interested into it. Maybe you want to stick around and watch a few games. Maybe not. Well, we're trying to do more. Like I say, we're doing Magic. We're doing X-Wing. I'm trying to push Dice Masters if the community builds itself a bit more. The store championships for Destiny will be streamed if I can get it streamed. If I can get an overlay running, we'll stream Destiny. That's the plan. Speaking of, let's quickly recap before we end the tournament. End the video
about what tournaments
are coming up.
There's a fair few from what I remember when we were discussing.
Yes, because I've been handcuffed to the keyboard the last couple of days, dealing with all the major tournaments that Athena's dealing with. So
that means there's a fair few.
Yes, that's the store championships mainly. All the X-Wing, not the X-Wing, all the Star Wars ones, all the Fantasy Flight Star Wars ones are getting a store championship here at Athena Games.
Well, hey.
There's no dispute about that. So if we just go on Athena Games website, I can show you what we have going on. So yes, we got Room Wars unboxing video coming out Friday. So yeah, check us out there. That'll be on our YouTube video, so it won't be live. I've got the footage, just need to edit it all together. Behind the scenes there. So yeah, we have on June the 24th. Actually, the first thing we have is the Netrunner Regionals. So on the 10th and 11th of June, so it's a weekend thing. The first time we're doing a 2-day event, we have the Android Netrunner Regional Championship here at Athena Games.
Yep.
So that's going to be on the 10th and the 11th of June. That will not be streamed unless I can find a way to do it because it's quite a long tournament. We're talking 7 rounds on the Saturday and then a 7-round top cut on the second day.
7-round top cut.
They do double elimination for their
double elimination.
Double elimination for the top cut. So you only eliminate when you lose twice. So there's a bracket system in place, and that's 7 rounds long. So that's for top 8. Imagine what top 16 would be.
You'd be here till Monday.
Most likely. So yeah, we've got that coming up. Later in June, on the 24th, so the Saturday the 24th, we have our Destiny Store Championship, which we hope to be streaming that day. And I'm hoping to get that streamed. The following day, immediately afterwards, on the 25th of June, Sunday the 25th, Star Wars the Card Game Store Championship.
Cool.
So yeah, kind of
Star Wars double weekend.
A 1-2 punch with the Star Wars CCG collectible games, almost.
Yeah.
Even though the card game is an LCG more than anything. But yeah, so that's that. We then progress into July, and I believe the next event we have in July is the 15th, which is the X-Wing Store Championship. So 15th of July will be me, you, and Hedge in the booth here doing some X-Wing commentary from 10 o'clock, or at least, well, 9:30 almost, all the way through to 9:30.
Or maybe later. If
or maybe
technical
later.
delays or
Yes.
rounds go on a bit longer,
Yeah.
especially at the cut stage.
It's going to be a slog, that one. But it's going to be fun.
Yes.
It's going to be fun. It's
Well,
going to be fun.
I've done a 12-hour stint before.
The
back
regionals,
to,
yeah.
Back to regionals
Yeah,
last year,
yeah.
but that was a fun one. It was only really me doing all the... I was doing the
Yeah.
overlays the first few
Yeah.
rounds, and that was...
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It caused me a bit of a headache trying to keep up with them all.
And then on the 22nd of July, Saturday the 22nd, we have the Game of Thrones Regional Championship. So there's that going on. So very pleased the fact that I've applied for these regionals because we didn't expect to actually get them. And I'm very pleased that as Devium and FFG agreed that actually Athena should host those two regionals. And my application was successful. So I'm very pleased how that went. And hopefully I can approach them for future regionals for other events. Hint, hint.
Yeah. No, I think we loved having the regionals here. That was,
It's lovely having regionals here.
we loved it because we were back
Yeah.
here. Everyone was trying to organise the tables for people to be on and judging and stuff like that.
But it was fun. It was
a
fun.
rush. Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, the last weekend, which is the special weekend, is the 19th and 20th of August. Saturday the 19th, the Armada Store Championships. 3 rounds lasting from 10 o'clock to about 6. Will not be streamed, but should be a fun day nonetheless. I might actually play in that one just because I'm insane.
'Cause you're not streaming it.
Because I'm not streaming it. And then the Sunday the 20th, we have our Imperial Assault tournament. Our Store Championships.
I keep looking at Imperial Soul and it's just like, but then it's like £80 for the core set and it's
I've been eyeing up it myself because I play the RPG, and it's quite useful to have those little models for the RPG. But I'm thinking, if I'm going to buy the game, I might as well buy the game for the game rather than just for RPG models. The problem is painting. I hate painting. I can't paint, so I don't want to paint those models. I can't promise anything, Audio Weasel, but I'd love if I can stream Armada. If I find a way to do it between now and the 19th of August, we'll probably do it. But I need a commentator, a co-commentator. I can't do it alone.
I know nothing about the game, so it's not going to be me.
Not going to be you. Then again, you didn't do too bad on the Star Trek Attack Wing stream we did, which will have more Star Trek Attack Wing content coming soon because our community has suddenly spiked in interest rather suddenly. But that'll be on Thursday evenings if we were to stream it, and that'll be an actual OP series. So actual mission-based OPs that which is organised play. Fascinating. I do like Attack Wing for that interest, is that their tournaments are mission-based. It is very different from how X-Wing plays, even though generally it bogs down to let's roll up and joust, and it's all over. But yes.
Audio Weasel says he'll Skype commentate.
That would be a challenge. But no, well, I think that's enough from us tonight. I mean, we're finishing early, but...
But the two games we had were
two
both
great
done
games.
in like half an hour or 3/4 of an hour apiece.
Well,
so.
like I say, the latest we finished is 10, but 9:30 is not a bad time to finish. We had a nice chat as well.
Yeah.
The chat have enjoyed themselves. I hope they've enjoyed themselves. Be awkward if
They're not being two boring games. They've been two really punch hard, let's get this job done kind of games.
If there's anything you want to see in particular for the next flight night, let us know. By commenting on our YouTube videos when they go up, or just send us a message, see what you say. We'll see what we can do. We can't promise anything, but we'll certainly take your advice under our belt and see what we can do.
I wouldn't mind getting my head under the Wednesday lights again, because I've got some testing for my own for Europeans. I wouldn't mind getting a...
I'm sure I can convince Hedge or someone else to come in here one night.
Well, we've got a fair few of us now who do the commentary, so it's not like it's just me and you.
Well, this was always a problem with Athena, is that we'd love to stream more. It's finding commentators who are not afraid to miss out on playing to actually commentate, and that's the issue. Because you can't have someone who knows nothing about the game doing commentary, because...
then they might as well not be here.
Might as well not be there. With X-Wing, there's so many of us that we could rotate in and out, and it'd be fine. So... I'm trying to do that for all the games. However, it's always a challenge.
It always is. But
yeah, that's it for tonight, I think.
Yeah, we've rattled through quite nicely. Like I said, we got our 2 games in, which was something that we tried to push for tonight. So it's good we got those 2 games in, and we've had obviously quite a lot of stuff to go through.
Yeah,
obviously the tournaments as well has been a big thing. So.
I'm gonna go home and chill tomorrow because I've been stuck in here for 9 hours yesterday sorting out all these regionals and store championships, and I was stuck in here for another 5 hours this afternoon. So I'm exhausted.
I feel your pain staying at work until 20 to 7 on Friday. Because of the finance role that I do.
So good night, everyone. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Until then, fly casual.
Good night, everyone.
Night all.